Hello everybody, hope all of you are doing great. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. في هذا الفيديو سوف نقوم بشرح المقاربة الرابعة وهي المقاربة بالمضامين. The content-based approach. So after we've done with the three other approaches, which are the standard-based approach, competency approach, and the communicative competency approach, now it's time to explain the content-based approach. So if you haven't watched the previous approaches, the previous theories, you can go back to the didactic list in this channel and you will find all of them. So let's get started. So, the content-based approach, from the name we can understand that it focuses or it rests on the content. That is to say, it states that students acquire a language through learning about different topics. To explain more, students learn about, for example, history, philosophy, politics, technology, and they give the terminology of these topics so that they can use them in their daily lives. That's how they can acquire a language.
In addition to this, it relates teaching academic content with learning a new language. In other words, the learners use language for real communication and for real purposes through exchanging information.
For further explanation, in this approach, a language becomes just a medium through which something new is learned.
Concerning the history or the background of this approach, St. Augustine is the famous advocate of this notion of studying academic concepts in a second language in 1980.
However, the focus of this approach is on topics and subject matters. That is to say, students learn about some interesting themes which may hold and catch their attention during the lesson, such as favorite pop stars, serious sciences, movies, and films. They learn about these topics using the language they are trying to learn.
So, how can teachers apply this approach in a classroom? Here, teachers have to choose a subject of interest to students, or find 3 or 4 suitable sources that deal with different aspects of the subject. This could be a website, a reference book, or an audio or video.
What about its application inside the classroom or during the lesson? In this situation, the teacher can divide the class into small groups and assign each group with a task. Then he can give them some kind of source so as to help them in their research, and when they finish they can share their work with each other so as to benefit more from their mistakes.
Coming to some advantages of content-based approach or content-based instruction. Firstly, it makes learning more interesting and motivating. That is to say, students can use language to fulfill real purposes.
This approach is well known among the EAP, which is English for Academic Purposes. It helps students to develop valuable study skills, such as summarizing and extracting key information from the text.
As we have just mentioned the positive side of this approach, let's move to the negative one. In this approach, it can be hard to find information sources and text that lower levels can understand.
The second disadvantage is that students may copy directly from the source text that they use to get their information.
To sum up, content-based approach or content-based instruction can be very stimulating and rewarding because it helps students both in terms of finding a source of information and having the support of others so as to evaluate their work.
Finally, this video was about the fourth approach in English didactic, which is the content-based approach. So, if you didn't understand anything, or if you have any kind of question concerning the previous lessons, you can ask it in a comment and we are ready to answer. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.